you can't tell at all what you're doing. Okay, so we're classifying by sides, and we said if all sides are different, it's a scalene triangle. Now, what if I have two sides that are the same?
If you have two sides,
Yeah, isosceles.
I'm just going to say iso.
That's fine. Two sides, and I'm going to put the congruent symbol. And then what if all sides are the same? There you go, equilateral. So those, okay, all sides congruent. So those are your options for classification. All right, so now if I wanted to solve this problem on number 1, I have to add the two short sides together. So, good. 9 plus 9 is 18, and 18 is equal to 18. So no.
You don't have to classify it.
Perfect. No classification needed. Let's skip down. Well, actually, let's do number 2.
Yes.
Which ones are you adding, Lane?
11 and 11.
Good. All right. 11 plus 11 is, and 22 is greater than 11. So if I have greater than, yes. And they're all the same, so equilateral. Good. And then very lastly, I'm going to do number 4 for you, just because I want to be nice to you, right?
Not because of my outburst earlier.
No, because I know everybody gets crazy with that. All right, so if I'm looking at number 4, which two sides am I adding together?
3 and 4.
Number 4.
6 and 6.
There we go. Yep, skip 3 for me right now, and let's go to 4. So 6 plus 6 is 12. And then I have 12.01. Remember, the alligator mouth eats the bigger number. So which is it going to be opening, to the left or to the right? Yeah, to the right. It's going to eat 12.01. So this says 12 is less than 12.01. So do I have a triangle? No. No triangle. All right. Okay, I am going to skip 6 and 7. And we're going to flip it over and do 8, because 8's the hardest one. Trust me, you want to do 6 and 7 by yourself, and you want me to do 8.
Okay.
All right. So I don't actually, bless you, I don't actually have to draw a triangle for this, but I'm going to anyways. And I'm going to draw it fairly big because I know that I got to put a bunch of stuff in it. Okay, so 8 is just like 6 and 7, except 8, it's a multi-step problem. It's a 3-step problem, versus 6 and 7 are like 1-step problems. Okay, so once I refresh you on this, you should be able to do 6 and 7. All right, so I have triangle QRS. So all I'm going to do is label. And then I'm going to put my equations on, I'm actually going to put them on the outside of the triangle, just because it makes it a little bit easier to see. So Q is 2x plus 11. R is 4x plus 4. And S is 8x minus 3. All right, those are angles. And then the question says, list the sides from longest to shortest. So do y'all remember kind of this? I know it was a long time ago, but do y'all remember listing them from greatest to least and least to greatest?
If it's longest, you gotta put your finger over.
Yeah, good, good, good. The cover-up method that I taught y'all. So, do I have any angle measures right now?
No, so you gotta figure it out first.
Yeah, I gotta find what X is first so I can find all these angle measures. So first things first, we're gonna find X. That means,
When you combine R and Q equals S. Oh,
Yeah, good. So the angles of a triangle, remember we're adding and equaling it to 180. Angles of a triangle, you add them. That means you're combining like terms. Remember? Combine like terms. That's what that means. So look at your angles and combine all those like terms for me. So all the x's. 2x, 4x, 8x makes what? What was it? 14x And then 11 plus 4 is 15, and then 15 minus 3 plus 12 equals 180. There's my equation. Now I have to solve for x. Remember, this is like 3-step problem, okay? So minus 12 to both sides, and I get 14x equaling, that's the final?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's 168. That's what I got from this morning.
Yeah.
And then divide by 14. And Lane says we have 12, which is what we got this morning as well. Okay. I found x. Now I need to know what these angle measures are. So I got to take that and go plug it into each one of those. Okay. I know lots of steps, but we're going to take x and we're going to find each measure. So 2, let's plug it in. 2 times 12 is 24 plus 11, 35. So Q is 35 degrees. Then S, 8 times 12, oh, I have no idea, minus 3, 93. Good. And then finally, 4 times 12 is 48 plus 4. All right. Okay. I am going to do the first one, and then I'm going to let you finish it. Okay? It wants longest to shortest, so that means we're going to start with the biggest angle. Remember, it's opposite of the biggest angle. So I'm going to find my biggest angle, which is 93. And I'm going to cover up the letter and the number. And so my longest side is QR. So that's going to be the first one. You have to do the middle and the last one. And we did find X. X was 12. So, okay, you have to do the middle and the short side. And then, like I said, 6 and 7 are done the same way with that cover-up method. Right? So if I cover up the biggest angle, the letters that are left over are my longest side. Okay, we are done with this first one. I'm going to switch to the second one. All right. Here we go. Quiz 4-3 is what we're doing next. And I'm going to do... Yep, let's do it. Let's see what you can figure out, right? Okay, so the first thing I do want to do is I want to talk about the formulas, okay? And I'm going to write them. I know I'm going to have them for you. Like, you don't have to memorize them. I'm going to give them to you, but you do have to know how to use them. Okay? So there are 4 formulas for this chapter. The first one it's going to ask for is for the sum of the interior angles. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the parentheses. It's 180 n minus 2. Stop. I'm recording too. So for interior angles, you have a sum formula, which means it's the total. That's all of them all together. That's the total. The formula for this is 180 and then n minus 2. Does anybody remember what n is supposed to represent? Yeah, the number of sides. So this is all a review. Okay, y'all watched a video, I think, on this on Tuesday.
I'm not going to say it.
Oh, I don't know. They didn't tell me. So if they want the total, that's your formula. If they want each, if they say each or one, that just means one angle. You're going to do the same formula, but if they want each individual, you have to divide by the number of sides. So 180 n minus 2 and then divided by n. That's interior. Now what if we have exterior? Okay, so if I have exterior angles, you still have the sum, right? So I still have a sum, but there's no formula for this. It doesn't matter what the shape is. If they ask you for the sum, the answer is 360. So even if I have a triangle, if I say, what's the sum of the outside angles of a triangle, your answer is 360. If I say, what's the sum of the outside angles of a 100-sided shape, it's still 360. Okay, there's no math. The answer is 360. But if they want each, then I'm going to take 360 and divide by n. Okay? All right, those are your formulas. Let's try to see if we can use them. All right, number 1. Find the sum of the interior angles. So those are my key words. That tells me what formula I'm using. I'm on interior, and I need the sum formula.
So 180 n minus 2.
Good. That's my formula, 180 n minus 2. What is my n?
15.
Good. It's the number of sides. So n equals 15. From here, we're pretty much all calculator, y'all. So in your calculator, I would do, and it's your choice, but you can type all of that in just like that. Or you can do 15 minus 2, which is 13. Yeah, 180 times 13, 2,340. All right, so how do y'all feel about that? When y'all did this with the video, did y'all understand it? It's really not too bad, but if you don't know how to use the formulas, then it gets kind of confusing. All right, but this is your total. That's what they wanted. Okay, now let's see. Let's do number 2, because it says find the measure of one interior angle. So we're still interior, but now we're on the each one.
So 180
Yeah, 180, n minus 2,
divided by
and then we divide by n again. What's my n on this one? 16. So on this one, I would actually do 2 steps. Okay? Because the calculator is not very smart. So I have 180, 16 minus 2, and then divide by 16. So what I would do is 14 times 180 and enter. Get that total, and then just divide by 16. I would do it in 2 steps because the calculator's dumb, right? 157.5. All right, and then let's see. I'm going to do number, I'm going to set 4 up for you. I should have done, that's all right. I should have done 3 instead of 2, but that's okay. I'm just going to give you a little tip. For exterior, you're always dividing. So for exterior, you always divide, and it'll give you your answer. It doesn't matter what they give you. So if they give you an angle, you're taking 360, and you're dividing by whatever it is they give you. It doesn't matter. Okay? So I would do 360 divided by 16, and that's my answer. And then on number 5, if you look at number 5, it's also exterior. So I would do 360 divided by whatever they give me. Okay? Now, number 4, let's set 4 up, and then I'll stop talking and I'll let you all work. So it says an interior angle. So an means one or each. It just means it wants one single angle. And it wants one from the interior. So that tells me my formula. I'm using the formula that's 180 n minus 2 divided by n. That's each interior. That's the formula. What are they telling me it already equals? Because it says is 160. So this formula means equals to 160. Okay, when they're set up like this, okay, you have to do the butterfly method. And I know a lot of teachers don't like you using the butterfly terminology, but that's the only way that y'all remember. Okay, I have a fraction on this side, so I have to make a fraction on the right by just doing it over 1. 160 over 1. Now I have fractions. Okay, I'm going to butterfly, cross multiply. So I'm going to take the bottom times the top on the opposite side. So what is 160 times n? So 160 n equals. What is anything times 1? So this goes on the other side because it's just times 1. So 180 n minus 2. Now you're solving for n. This is your formula for this. Okay, if you learn that it's done the same way every time, so every time you have a formula that you set up like this is your next step every single time. So for instance, if I tell you, okay, I'm telling you that your formula, this is what you have, and it equals 110. Okay, your next line is going to be 210n equals that. It's the same pattern every single time. You multiply whatever number times n equals the other side. Every time. So for instance, like here we go. Look, if I give you this, what's your next line? Right? Multiply n times 115. It's practice. All of these, there's no other way to do them. Okay. Your okay. I'm up here to help you.